Hello sweet souls, it's Lou from At the Heart of Health. I hope that you are well. So as for this video that accompanies the blog, I'm going to be showing you how to use the basis of EAM with the specific intention of being able to come back into your own energy. Why do we want to do that? Because we are our most powerful, our most expanded, our most us when we are wholly in our own energy. Being energetic beings, being that everything is energy, we can go about our day, both virtually and IRL, and energies can merge. I found for myself that this is for myself and for my clients, that this is an incredibly valuable tool. A lot of the time, not every single time, but a lot of the time when I start to feel or a little bit crunchy or less than yummy, to coin all the Lewisms, a lot of the time that's happened because I'm holding energy that isn't mine. And as an empath or an HSP, this is one of the skills, the tools that I wish that I had had from like fetus onwards. And this really clicked for me about 6 years ago. And I've always had an intense experience of emotions, both mine and other people, and didn't really know what that was about. And I'd had a really interesting conversation a couple of days beforehand with a gorgeous soul who is incredibly energy and soul-minded and has been a gorgeous being to be in contact with. And they'd spoken about this idea of discernment around energy. And it opened the door to, you mean I don't have to feel everything all of the time? Like, yeah. I was like, ooh, that was revolutionary. And then I had a really vivid lived experience of it, and I was in a supermarket at the checkout, and I'd been feeling really yummy all morning, and I was like just feeling good, and I was stood in this checkout queue, and all of a sudden this really intense wave of a grief flavored emotion washed over me, and I was like, whew, where did that come from? And thanks to the conversation that I'd had a little while before that, I was like, wait a minute. Is that even mine? And so I stood in the queue, been EAMing for some time by then, and I'll pretty much do the work wherever it comes up, to be fair. So I just swayed, is this energy mine? And it wasn't. And I released it in my head, did a little internal release, and went back to feeling really yummy. So this is a tool that I want you guys to have if you want to have it. First thing we need to do is to check in with how we're using EAM. So the energy alignment method is a divine tool pulling together a number of different disciplines and modalities. The essence, and I'm not going to do a big teach on it now because I want to keep this video nice and compact so it's easy to watch because we are all busy, right? In essence, there is a piece of EAM which is all of it's very useful, but using our muscular sway. So we can get a response from our body, not from our head, not from our conscious mind, working energetically and with subconscious, which is really, really, really powerful. Now, the way we do this is by asking a question and creating space for our body, for our energy to respond. Now, that piece can feel a little bit unusual because we're used to offering instructions to our body and then our body doing its thing. We don't necessarily reverse engineer that. But so like anything new, it can feel a bit clunky, it can feel a bit different to begin with, but that's just the newness. And you can, if you wish, if you choose to, you can become super comfortable and familiar with that really quickly. So let me show you how to meet your sway. And I'm going to stand sideways for you so it's nice and easy to see. So I'm standing with my legs hip width apart and just releasing any and all tension from my knees and from my hips. So we want to use a question. Typically forward is yes and backward is no. We want to use a question that we know to be a yes and a question we know to be a no. So for me, I'm going to invite you to use your names. So for me, I'd say, is my name Louise? And my body moves forwards. Now, you might find that you have a little sway. That's perfect too. There's no need to get in our heads about it or judge it. You might find that you have a little sway. You might find that you have a larger sway. You can also find that as a starting point, there might be some work to do around your sway. And if you find that to be the case, if you go to set up your yes and set up your no, and you're like, reach out to me. We can work it through. So that's my yes sway. So I simply ask the question, hands by sides. I'm really bad for bringing my hands up to my heart, but I'm gonna remember to put them down for now. Is my name Louise? Yes. Now for your no sway, I invite you to use a name that isn't yours, isn't someone you love, isn't someone you hate, some things you're really neutral with. And so for me, I always use Bob. He was my first hypno teacher. So is my name Bob? And I'm just asking the question and letting my body respond. Okay, so that's my yes or no sway. Have a play with that. Pause the video. Anything comes up and you're like, I don't know, pop me a message. Put me an email, reach out to me on socials, and I would be happy to give you a hand. So this is how the checking in for our own energy works. Deep breath in and you ask the question, am I 100% in my own energy? Now, I did a check-in first thing this morning and I haven't bumped into so many energies since 7 o'clock this morning, so that makes total sense. But for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to imagine that was a no. Okay? So, my lovelies, if you get a yes, amazing, 100% in your own energy, it's a really powerful place to be. If you get a no, here's the language to release that. In my experience, it's pretty rare that you need to know anything more than that. If, having done this release, you sway again and ask, am I holding any energies that aren't mine? And you get a yes, then again, feel free to reach out for me. But for the purposes of this video, I want to keep it short and succinct and easy to follow. So gorgeous ones. Here is your release statement. If you have swayed, no, I am not 100% in my own energy, this is what you say. We're going to do it 3 times together. I am ready to release any and all energy that isn't mine, doesn't belong to me, and is connected to mine. I release it in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Big, deep breath in. I choose to release any and all energy that is not mine, does not belong to me, or is connected to mine. I release this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Yep, you guessed it. Deep breath in. And out. 3rd time. I am ready to release any and all energy that is not mine, does not belong to me, or is connected to mine. I release it in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Deep breath in. And just notice how that feels. It's incredibly human that when we're moving energy, we can feel sensations, we can feel emotions. I yawn a lot. more laterally. I burp quite a lot. That's particularly attractive. Loving that development. And all of that's completely normal. Completely normal. So having done the release, we want to check in again. So asking the question, am I 100% in my own energy? Perfect. As I said, if you get a no or anything crunchy comes up, please feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to send a little coachy message. Now, we want to do our step 5, and our step 5 is the calling in, and it's the manifestation, and it's the choice. This is the powerful bit. Letting go is really powerful, but also that conscious choice. So, my lovelies, palms up, and you can do arms akimbo or down here or whatever feels good. I'm going to go halfway today. And following after me, and again, we're going to do this 3 times. I am 100% in my own grounded, expanded, and in flow energy. I welcome this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Deep breath in. And you can totally do this with your eyes closed. It's up to you. I am 100% in my own grounded, expanded, and in flow energy. I welcome this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Deep breath in and out. I am and choose to be 100% in my own grounded, expanded, and in flow energy. I welcome this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in space and time. Big deep breath in, and bringing your hands down by your side and scooping that yumminess in, and just notice how you feel. And the invitation, if it feels right for you, zero obligation, is to build a routine of checking in and just noticing, because you have the tool now to be able to write when that wibble wobble happens, be able to come back into your strong core, into your strong center, and to experience yourself as all of yourself. Beautiful. I hope that was hopeful, sweet souls. If anything comes up for you whilst you're practicing and playing, then please let me know. One, I'd love to know how you find it. 2, I'd love you to reach out if there's any scribbly bits setting up your sway. Yeah, I hope that is as helpful to you as it has been revolutionary for me. And I know super helpful for a lot of my clients. Send in huge amounts of love. Take care.